That down. Let's move on to our next item here, shall we? Paris, what do we got up next?
Okay, so it's been over 9 years since the Borderlands movie was officially announced by Lionsgate, and nearly 5 years since Eli Roth was signed on to direct it. And now, this weekend, we finally get the film in theaters. But it doesn't look like many of you have been waiting because, according to reports, the film is currently targeting a $15 million opening.
Ouch.
Rough. So, John, how big of a flop is Borderlands shaping up to be?
Huge. Huge. Now, look, for those of you who watch the show regularly, indulge me for those who don't watch the show regularly. I love Eli Roth. I've got to sit down with him like 4 occasions or more. He's come into my studio before. Number one, I love him as a personality, and I don't love all of his movies, but I love his approach to his movies. He's got like this no holds barred, I'll try absolutely anything kind of approach to trying something new to filmmaking, and I really like his approach. I like him. I always cheer for him, right? Again, I don't love all of his movies, but I always cheer for him. I think the dude's great. Cate Blanchett is arguably in the top discussion of the top 3 greatest actresses of all time. A lot of people will put her just behind the Street Monster. Jamie Lee Curtis is an icon, and by the way, an Academy Award winner. And I get a big kick out of Kevin Hart. Doesn't always have the best movies, but I get a big kick out of Kevin Hart. Really like him. But I've said for a long time, since they started putting out the trailers to this thing, it just didn't look good to me. I want to love it. I want to be excited for it. But nothing about it has looked particularly interesting. It has looked like Walmart Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, that's what it's felt like. And they even showed us a presentation at CinemaCon, and okay, they brought, Eli out and one of the stars out, and okay, you know what, their presentation there wasn't bad. But again, their trailers have not done anything to make me more excited. This movie cost $120 million. They announced this movie. This is like a Ray, if anything's going to give you hope for Blade, it should be Borderlands. They announced the Borderlands movie 9 years ago, and we still got it.
There was so much excitement when it was announced too.
Oh, especially huge excitement
when Cate Blanchett was announced to be in.
Dude, when they said
people are like, "Oh, she's in it," then
it's got to be good.
Yeah, she doesn't like accept a role like this.
She can do anything she wants.
It's going to be the Lord of the Rings of Borders.
It's good. Lord of the Rings of Borders. So, for me, so that happened. Then it dragged and dragged and dragged. I think Wanell was supposed to direct at one point, and then 5 years ago, Eli Roth comes on. Great, still nothing. And I think they finished shooting this movie early in 2023, and here we are now. Well, for a $120 million movie, generally speaking, the general area you're targeting, you're aiming for, if you're a movie coming out, is that your domestic opening weekend box office will equal 1/3 of your production budget. If your opening domestic box office can be around 1/3 your production budget, you might be on okay ground. You might be all right.
It felt like all the pieces were there. Eli Roth was like a great choice to direct a film like this. And then, you know what, the Jack Black as Claptrap, or whatever that robot's name is. It the little robot?
The robot?
Yeah. It felt like this should at least be a decent film. With the cast and the director.
Kevin Hart, Jamie Lee Curtis, Cate Blanchett, on and on. But you need about 1/3, right, for your opening weekend. That means to hopefully be okay, this movie needs to make about 40 million opening weekend. They're saying probably around 15. That's terrible. And you know what's not going to help? The first reactions. Guys, we want to take a second and thank a sponsor of today's episode, Manscaped. Sizzle alert, this summer, let the only thing that's smoking at your barbecue be the grill, not your grooming game. Get ready for the ultimate cookout season with Manscaped. Whether you're flipping burgers or cannonballing into the pool, make sure your meat looks neat with the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. Head to manscaped.com and use the code CAMPEA for 20% off and free shipping. Now, come on, guys, if you're like me, you used to do your grooming the old barbaric way. You know, using the clippers on your electric shaver? It never did a good job and always left me screaming out several profanities. So like me, you know that you need the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra is perfect for achieving that crisp, clean, and confident look for your barbecues and beach days. The Weed Whacker 2.0, guys, keep your ears and nose as tidy as your hedges next door with our Weed Whacker 2.0 ear and nose hair trimmer. And you get Crop Soother Ball Aftershave Lotion, Crop Preserver, Anti-Chafing Ball Deodorant, and Boxers 2.0, the ultimate supplement to those hot summer days, equipped with the signature jewel pouch to protect your meatballs wherever the heat takes you. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code CAMPEA at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use that code CAMPEA. Manscaped, the perfect way to get your patties sizzling hot this summer. The first reactions to Borderlands are now out, and they're everything I feared they would be. Let's go over and check some of these out. Adriano Caparuso writes, Borderlands is a disaster, filled with every cliche you can ponder. This film swaps the mayhem and imagination of the games for a lifeless, unfunny, and visually repulsive dud with annoying characters and a cast with not 1 ounce of chemistry.
Wow, he loved it.
Yeah, huge. Can't wait to go back and see that again.
That last line was the worst thing I could hear.
Oh, Edgar Ortega writes, Borderlands feels like what an out-of-touch executive thinks the cool kids find appealing. There is not a single earnest character moment here. Just obnoxious quips that feel dated as soon as they leave the actors' mouths. It's not even so bad it's good. It's just a complete mess. Miles Lawrence writes, just finished watching Borderlands. Holy fuck, what an abomination of an adaptation.
Oh my.
But it's my monstrosity. So clearly somebody who's a big Borderlands fan saying that. Darren's Movie Reviews writes, Borderlands movie is a baffling video game adaptation. There is potential for great world building, but it never happens due to a rushed and dull screenplay. The set design is impressive, but the film looks cheap due to poor CGI. Matthew Simpson wrote, oh, hey, I can tell you I've seen the Borderlands movie now, and that it's really bad. I really wanted to like it, but an uninspired plot plus several phoned-in performances, plus being stuck in a weird place where it looks both expensive and cheap at the same time, make it a huge misfire. We'll end off here with Barry Hertz, who writes, Borderlands, the unironic feature-length equivalent of the Tar finale. I love Tar. In which Cate Blanchett comes to the horrifying realization that her career is now in the hands of nerds. But even nerds have better taste than Roth's abysmal, boring IP strip mining.
Wow.
I don't know that you could have written a worst case scenario for this. Now, remember, I'm giggling at these. I'm taking no joy in this. I'm a huge Eli Roth supporter. I wanted to love this movie. And Ray and I, we are going to go see Borderlands tomorrow.
The People's Champs.
The People's Champ.
Wow.
Man.
We're going to go see this tomorrow. And we'll let you know what we think. Hopefully, I'll be one of the few people that enjoy it.
Ray's going into Twisters.
I'm hoping
while
I
you're
can.
in there.
Right, yeah. He's going to say, I'm going to go refill my soda. And meanwhile, he slips in to see Twisters again.
Jonathan, give me some sickness again.
Give you some sickness. You're the one to give it to me.
You know what? The
some
only hope
sickness.
for this movie to get any money is this opening weekend. I mean, maybe there's like a fan base that will make get it more money than the projections.
About
I mean,
$15 million worth of fan base.
is there any chance it would have the Five Nights at Freddy's effect?
No.
Where the community, just even though the reviews weren't that great, the community and
No.
lovers of the game will come out and actually go see
No.
this? No.
No, because I think any chance there was of that died along the Oregon Trail 9-year journey from announcement to here. Right? Again, Eli Roth was announced like 5 years ago. We heard this was going into production like 4 years ago. I mean, it's just whatever hope there was of a swelling of support from the fan base of the games, I think died out along the way. I just think the pure inertia of this whole project had killed it. Because I think there's going to be a lot of people going, wait, didn't that movie come out in like 2022 or something? Like, it's just, I don't see now. The one chance it had was positive word of mouth. I don't see that happening now. And by the way, this is an interesting case study for all those people who say, first reactions are always good. Well, apparently not. Yeah, I just don't know how this thing, now with these reactions, the reviews are going to drop. I mean, if they can get 15 million opening weekend, I think they should count their blessings.
Should this have been something they should have shopped around to the streaming service instead? Do you think? I mean, it feels
but then they would have lost more money.
Yeah, but I mean, come on.
I mean, listen, here's the reality, though. No matter how bad it does in theaters, they're going to make more money than if they just put it straight to streaming.
Right.
Right? That's part of the reality of the streaming world. But the only question is, does it make more money than they put into the marketing budget? And I think they put about 20 million into marketing this movie, which isn't a lot by big $100+ million movie standards. But I think they're going to easily recoup their marketing budget, which then means every dollar of that afterwards means they're losing less money by putting it in theaters than if they had just dumped it on streaming.
And it's projected at what, 15 million?
That's what they're projecting for opening weekend.
I'm going to be a giving man. I'm going to say it's going to at least make 20 million.
I'm thinking the one thing it has going for it is momentum coming off of everyone's good experience in the theater for Deadpool.
Yep. That's exactly what I was going to bring up.
And so I think it could garner like 20 mil, but
yeah.
I think 20 is the ceiling.
Yeah.
20 is the ceiling, but you're right. If they can ride on the momentum of, man, the last couple of times we went to the movies, we saw Inside Out and it was great. And then we went to go see this Deadpool movie and it was great. And now there's this new big budget film. Let's go check it out.
The opposite effect, because you're like, oh, I had a great time at Deadpool, had a great time at Inside Out too, and then I've been seeing all these bad reviews. I don't want to ruin it.
Most average moviegoers are never going to read these first reactions.
I have a strange feeling there's a good chance I might like this film.
I think so too, Ray.
I mean, like Garfield, that had the horrible reviews, but I ended up, I
hope you do.
I hope I do too. I hope I have a fun. I don't even know how long this movie is. Let's see. Let me check it out. But
okay. That's the big meter stick for the Ray Aura evaluations. Is how long is the movie?
Bad.
No, Ray can only take so much. Period.
Yeah. Okay.
So, you got
40?
it.
It is one. Where is it?
Hour 42. I said an hour
42.
So it was 2
hour
minutes
42.
That's not a bad time. That's not a bad time.
Get in, get out.
Yeah.
Hopefully have a good time.
Don't make us walk out like Expendables did.
Oh my God.
Don't be that bad, at least.
Yeah, just don't be that bad. Make it something we can at least laugh at. At any rate, guys, the box office projections for Borderlands are not good. The first reactions for Borderlands are abysmal. And I'm still going to go see it tomorrow. Are you? Are you guys going to go like, screw it, let's go check it out and see what Eli Roth has for us? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt until I can't anymore. Guys, whatever you guys think about this, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.